Minister and DG and entire team. Morning to the BMA Commissioner, Dr. Motsoaledi, and the Deputy Commissioners. We're again meeting today with the special committee meeting as agreed in the last portfolio committee meeting to receive a detailed brief on the issues surrounding the landing of the UAE President and the entourage. And members have circulated questions to the Minister and the Commissioner on this area. We've noted also the press statement that the Minister with your colleagues you have interacted with and the details thereof in terms of the issues that surrounding the landing of the President. Today, we are going to zoom only on the area that related to our oversight, the Home Affairs and the Border Management Authority. And members will be given opportunity to interact with the Minister and his team and the Deputy Minister, and hope that issues that are supposed to be cleared will be able to interact with them. We're taking note also on the areas, some of the issues that the Minister could not respond in the last committee meeting related to this matter, and hope the Minister will have given you enough time, or you have enough time with your team to prepare for this briefing. Mr. Matoenzi, we're not going to take a lot of time. I will invite you on the item number 2, so that we'll allow the Minister to deal with item number 3. Mr. Matoenzi.
Thanks, Chair. I did not receive any apology.
Thank you. Minister Motsoaledi.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Thank you, honorable members. Chairperson, I think you have already introduced the fact that there's the Deputy Minister here, the DG of Home Affairs, the Commissioner of Border Management Authority, but we also have the DDG for Immigration Services and the other Home Affairs officials. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And this day, indeed, Chairperson, you did give us enough time from Tuesday to start making preparations. But this was our approach, Chairperson. Firstly, before coming to approach, I would like to ask you, the document I've submitted to you, with which I'm going to present, on the very last page, after my signature of this document, I would like us to correct a typo there up front. Extract number C, that means on attachment, extract of section 33, that is supposed to be 30, not 33, of the Border Management Authority Act. Is a typo there. I'm asking honorable members to correct that, please. Thank you very much, and sorry for that. The second thing I want to mention, Chair, is our approach. Our approach was to read all questions. Remember, we had questions from honorable members. We have got other letters from at least 2 political parties also asking questions. Then there's an issue of going to the public protector, whereby obviously we are going to submit every single document to the public protector. So our approach was to try and narrate what has happened, with the hope that in the narration, some of your questions will be answered. But I'm asking honorable members that if any specific question was not answered after I've presented, then honorable members will pull out those questions and put them to us so that we specifically answer them. But I thought, instead of doing the whole thing in a question and answer form, where I read one question, put answer, it will look like too much of ballot or and not a full discussion. Because while I'm answering your questions, we're also engaging in trying to see how things run smoothly in the department and with your workers oversight. So that was our approach, Chairperson. May I start, Chair? Yes.
It's fine.
Yeah, as an introduction, the designation of Bulembu Airport in Bisho as a place of port of entry and exit generated intense public debate. In the process, innuendos and unfounded allegations were paraded in the public domain. The visit by the President of the United Arab and the ruler of Abu Dhabi involved international protocols and security considerations governing visits to South Africa by any head of state. In this instance, the investment benefit of the Eastern Cape province was also at play. Now let's come to the designation of the airport. Chairperson, on the 7th of April 2023, as Minister of Home Affairs, I received an application or request from the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Mr. Oscar Mabuyane. The application or request contains supporting documentation, including diplomatic communication between South Africa and the United Arab Emirates. The application of the Premier, or the request, if you may call it that, inter alia states that, and I'm quoting, that's why I'm opening inverted commas there. The Eastern Cape province has received a request from the United Arab Emirates dated 28 March 2023 for diplomatic overflight and landing rights permit to the Abu Dhabi presidential flight scheduled to arrive at Bulembu Airport in Bisho on the 12th of April 2023 and depart on the 12th of May 2023. I may add that the Convention on International Civil Aviation, called the Chicago Convention, exempts state aircraft from international standards as provided for in Article 3 of the Chicago Convention. The Eastern Cape provincial government held consultation with His Excellency Ambassador Mahash Salem Al-Ameli since December 2022. The said consultation were aimed at promotion of investment, trade, and tourism between Eastern Cape Province and the Abu Dhabi Emirates. The cooperation between the parties culminated in my invitation, my means the Premier here, in my invitation by the President of United Arab Emirates and the ruler of Abu Dhabi, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, to visit UAE in my official capacity. The visit took place on the 31st of March 2023 to the 4th of April 2023. During the Eastern Cape Province delegation visit in Abu Dhabi, a firm commitment was made for a multi-billion rand investment portfolio in oil, gas, energy, tourism, agriculture, and economic infrastructure towards the Eastern Cape Province. During the visit, the Eastern Cape delegation was informed of the hosting of COP28 climate conference by the UAE later this year. The President of UAE and the ruler of Abu Dhabi will be undertaking a private visit to the Eastern Cape province in April 2023. Although the visit will be private, His Highness intends to bring along a large entourage who will continue to assess the investment opportunities in the Eastern Cape province. I am advised that the Minister of Home Affairs has the necessary statutory powers to designate Bulembu Airport as a place of port of entry and exit. I therefore apply to have the said airport designated as such. In the event the application or request is successful, the Department of Home Affairs is requested to provide the immigration services during the arrival and departure of His Highness and the entire entourage. Section 9A of the Immigration Act, honorable members, the minister considered Section 9A, I as minister rather, considered Section 9A of the Immigration Act 13 of 2002, and I want to read subsection 1 and 2. The minister may, in the prescribed manner, designate any place in the Republic which complies with the prescribed requirements where all persons have to report before they enter, sojourn, or remain within or depart from the Republic. Subsection 2, the minister may, on good cause shown, withdraw the designation in subsection 1 at any time. The minister also had regard to Section 30, I as Minister Rab. I also had regard to Section 30 of the Border Management Act of 2020, Act number 2 of 2020, the BMA Act, excuse me, and particularly Section 30, subsection 3 of the BMA Act, which provides for publication of a notice in the Gazette for public comments for a period of no less than 30 days. Chairperson, let me just silence my phone, please. I'm sorry about that. Yes, thank you. So I, as minister, was convinced that the application and relevant provisions were Section 9A of the Immigration Act, read with Regulation 8 of the Immigration Regulations 2014, and not Section 30 of the BMA Act. After I duly applied my mind to all the facts before, and on 12 April 2023, I issued a notice of designation of Bulembo Airport in Bishop as a place of port entry and exit, as contemplated in Section 9A, read with Regulation 8 of the Immigration Act. The notice of designation is annexed here to marked A. I've annexed it, Chairperson, as Annexure A. The said notice, with a covering letter dated 12 April 2023, was sent to the Premier of the Eastern Cape. The arrival of His Highness and the interage. Upon arrival of the interage, immigration, port health, and agricultural services were rendered through Border Management Authority, BMA, and all the visitors, including His Highness, were in possession of the required travel documents, including visas. Some of the visitors only produced valid passport as they came from countries of which visas are not required in South Africa. As the chairperson, here we mean because the president of UAE was accompanied by people from no less than 32 countries. Most of those from the 32 countries were given visas, but they also have people from Europe, from Canada, from the US and UAE themselves. And as you are aware, those countries do not require visas to visit South Africa. As the visit involved international protocols and security matters, members of the South African Police Services, SAPS, and customs officials from South African Revenue Services, SARS, performed their respective statutory duties upon the arrival of the interage. A total number of 680 visitors were processed in accordance with all the requisite laws of the Republic. All goods were duly processed by customs officials in line with the applicable laws. For the exit of the out of the Republic, the same procedures are repeated. It is clear, Chairperson, from the above, that most of the speculations and assumptions which dominated the public discourse are simply devoid of any truth. The mere fact that the private visit of His Highness was not made public does not entitle anyone to malign the government without any facts. As a matter of fact, there are many heads of states who have privately visited South Africa unannounced over the years. It is unfortunate that this visit of His Highness, the President of UAE and interage, is likened to the infamous Gupta family Waterkloof landing, which we generally regard as having been illegal. Finally, I will await the investigation by the public protector, in which I'll make available all the information that form the basis of the decision. Before you ask questions, Chairperson, I want to clarify something which maybe might not be commonly known. While the declaration of Bulembo Airport was prompted by the letter from the Premier asking me specifically to do that, and as you can see from the copy of the declaration, which I'm attaching it as Annexure A, we said this is from the 12th of April to the 12th of May. This means, Chairperson, that between these two periods, anybody can now land there. because it's now a designated area for that period. The designation, as you can see, is not directed to one particular individual. It's just a designation. So any member of the public or anybody with good reasons who decides to land there rather than any other place can do so until the 12th of May, 2023. So it means the entry period is still valid until that time. Thank you very much, Chairperson.